Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today's June 26th, 2021, and this is episode 344. Becstar is what we're looking at today. This is issue number 2, coming out from Mad Cave, and I want to just say this is going to be a recommend here. What we got here is we've got Becstar, Sally, I couldn't remember her name from the first issue, and Paprika, and they have banded together. They have something with them called the clairvoyant rod, and if you hold it, you can see the future. However, it makes you super paranoid at the same time, so they don't want to use it. It's one of the 4 relics that Becstar's original gang had. She has a lucky dagger. There's some kind of amulet, and then there's the creation gauntlet as well that her friend Anissa had. Okay, so I hope that makes a lot of sense because you kind of have to read issue 1 to really know what's going on in issue 2. Unfortunately, there's no blurb that helps you out or fills you in. I kind of had to, even though I had read issue 1 and given it a recommend, I was a little lost starting this one out without checking back. Okay, let's see who worked on this. We've got Joe Corella. You might be hearing Joe on some of the other YouTube channels. I know he does a lot of things with Thinking Critical. He was the writer on this. He's doing a very, very nice job. This is an all-girl crew again, but enjoying it. I am enjoying it. The story is strong. It's really, really strong. So let's see, for the art, I'm warming up to this art. I really didn't like it so much the first issue. I'm getting used to it. I think that's it. That's Lorenzo Colangeli. And if I said that wrong, I apologize. Sweeney Boo is the cover artist. Let's take a quick look at that. And I'm assuming that is the same artist that's on doing this back here. I could be wrong. But that's one of the gem dragons that they'll come across as they land on this new planet. Jomet Gill did the lettering, and Chris Fernandez was the editor. Okay, book designer is Miguel Angel Zapata. Boy, I don't know. I'm probably murdering these names, but I heard it's a good thing if you murder the names. They say you get more clicks. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, it starts out where it's a flashback, and Becstar's friend Anessa is showing Becstar how the creation glove works. She says she's going to put a homing beacon inside this creation. If she ever needs to find her, just has to go through this homing beacon, get this homing beacon from this temple that she sets up. This temple is a maze and has lots of puzzles and dangerous stuff in it, so it'll keep other people out in the meantime. But she doesn't give Becstar all the answers how to solve it as well, so it's up to Becstar to figure out how to get in there once she gets there. So they have been traveling through space, getting away from Mordecai, who's a former partner of Becstar. If you recall, Becstar fled with Paprika, who had the clairvoyant rod with her, and they're heading to a planet called Nephrite, I guess, and that's where this mysterious temple that was built by Anessa is. And they land, and she tells them, don't touch any of the gem creatures that are walking around, and they don't have to touch anything. They will eventually come up against a monster. But just before that, what happens is Paprika touches the clairvoyant rod, and it tells her that the robot that killed, I believe it's her uncle, she has this vision that he's in their spaceship, and he's followed her. And if you recall, just before they left, there was a homing beacon stuck on their ship by the casino owner to help track them for Mordecai. So Using her lucky dagger, she's able to take down this crazy dragon slug gem thing, and they move on to the temple. And meanwhile, we get the report from Mordecai commanding. I can never remember this guy's name. It's like Orzitz or something, or but he's the one that's chasing Becstar's ship. And they go into a little bit about it, how they had arguments between the four of them at Mordecai's original gang. Apparently, Mordecai wanted to take over all four relics and be the most powerful person in the universe. I cannot recall what his amulet does exactly, but there is the lucky dagger, there's the clairvoyant rod, and then there's the creation gauntlet. So we have all these ships with other soldiers following in on the spy that's following Becstar's ship. They're going to be the backup. So they come to the temple, Becstar, Sally, and Paprika, and they try to figure out how to get in. Once again, Paprika just taps the clairvoyant rod, and she figures out how to open up the door. So they start in. They're attacked by one of the stone robots inside. It actually goes after Sally after Becstar pulls her lucky dagger, and they figure out at this point that if she's using the dagger, the lucky dagger, that means it's pulling luck away from anybody else that's in her presence. So she's able to push a pillar over onto the robot Jaguar or whatever it is, but her friend Sally is wounded pretty badly. So the other guys get to Becstar's ship, and they search it. They can't really find any information, so they leave a little package behind for them and kind of take off and leave her, because they're figuring that she's going to go and lead them to the creation gauntlet eventually. So the group stays together. They keep going on down into the temple, one thing after another. Finally, they find this area that's got kind of a hologram of Anissa, and they talk to each other a little bit, make amends. But it seems to be a physical hologram because she's able to actually hug her. So Anissa, this hologram gives Becstar the homing device, and as she does, the temple starts to crumble, and once again, Becstar pulls her lucky dagger and huddles the other two right next to her in order to protect them all, and it works. As you can see, everything falls behind, but they are still safe. So they're heading back to their ship. Sally's really having a tough time. She's bleeding out. The others are getting away. They're just waiting to follow Becstar's ship, see where she goes next, and we figure out that there's also someone left behind. A robot that they would not be able to detect is on their ship, and as they take off, there's a stowaway. So here's the cover for the next issue 3, coming out next month in July. Looks pretty good. It's got like kind of one of those spike things like RoboCop has. I don't know if this will happen in the book or not, but this definitely did happen in this story, so I'm thinking it probably will be one of those covers that'll live up to it. All right, let's see what else we got here on the Mad Cave side. We have Pantomime Collected Edition. This is going to be available July 2021, and then a trade paperback for Battle Cats, which they give us this is number 1, but I thought it was number 1 in volume 3. So this is just a preview of Battle Cats, which looks pretty good. Just 3 pages, and it says read the full issue of Battle Cats volume 3, number 1. Maybe it's the start of a new arc in July 2021 as well. Bountiful Garden is something they're previewing for September 8 of 2021, and it looks like it'll be a free comic book day giveaway for that first issue, so you might want to look out for that. And of course, Mad Cave is also doing Nottingham, which I'm loving. Great comic about a twist on the Robin Hood legend. So there you go. Becstar. Let's go ahead and give it the Indie Comics Jones Good Excavating seal of approval, given out only by Indie Comics Jones on this particular channel. So thanks for stopping by and listening to my review. As always, please like, please subscribe, please leave comments, and we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.